Hey guys, Coach Ryan here. I just wanted to update you with a quick video. I had a few questions coming through this week that have not been touched on yet, and I wanted to make sure I got those out to you. The first one's going to be on timing. Okay, so we built that pyramid a while ago, and I showed you that calories are going to be your number one. Okay, hit calories and be consistent with it. Beyond that, you've got macros, so making sure that your calories are made up of the correct amount of protein, carbs, and fats. Okay. Um, Beyond that, I had timing. So there's been some timing questions. While timing is not quite as important as getting as many calories in as you should, you can still pay attention to it. Okay, and I'm going to leave you with a very simple way to kind of figure out what you should be eating when, and that's going to be eat for what you've done and what you're about to do. Okay, and in order to do that, you kind of have to have a base understanding of what each macronutrient does and why we eat it. Okay, um, start with protein. Okay, protein we know it replenishes muscles. Okay, it rebuilds things in your body. Our protein needs are so high when we train, we work out because we've broken down our muscles and we need to rebuild those. So protein you should have just about all day long throughout the day. It should be split up pretty well because your body is constantly trying to repair itself. Okay, and you also don't want to save 100 grams of protein to eat for dinner because your body won't use it all. We can get into more of the science of that if you want later on, but try to keep your protein spread throughout the whole day. Okay, um, fats we need in a similar fashion. Okay, your fats are on there because they help promote good hormonal balance. There's a lot of bodily functions that go along with fats, and you need them. Okay, the whole low fat thing is null and void. It's been out the window for probably the past 20 years. So you don't need to avoid low-fat foods. You just need the right amount of fats. Okay, so fats all day long. When it comes to timing, we're really talking about carbohydrates. Okay, carbs are not our enemy. We need carbs. Carbs are energy. Okay, so eat for what you've done and what you're about to do. You just woke up. I didn't just wake up, but let's say you just woke up and you're going to go about your day. You need some energy. You need some carbohydrates. It should probably be some with breakfast. Okay, let's say you train in the morning. You should probably eat something before you train. You should invest in your workout. You should invest in having energy to get a better training session. Okay, there's this. People sometimes think that, hey, if I don't have anything in my system, my body's not going to use that for energy. It's going to use fat. It's probably also going to use muscle. Okay, you earn that muscle. You want to keep that muscle. That's going to keep you metabolically active in the long run. So don't let your body use muscle for energy. Okay, eat something. Eat a banana. Eat an applesauce packet. Have something before you train, so your body can say, hey, you know what? I'm good on energy. I'm going to use that, and then it's going to continue to burn beyond that. Okay, if your whole goal in the gym is fat loss. If your whole goal in the gym is strength gain, then you need a whole lot more energy. Okay, chances are if your goal is strength gain, your carbohydrates are a lot higher also, so you should be getting more of those around your training. Okay, again, it's important to eat the right amount of calories, the right amount of macros, but out of those macros, focus on where you need them. Okay, also as far as timing goes, if you work a 9 to 5 or a 9 to 3 or whatever your work schedule looks like, let's say that you finished work and you had lunch at noon, finished work at 3, coming to the 3:30 class, the last meal you've eaten before the 3:30 class should not have been lunch at noon. Okay, there should be something to fuel you. All right, otherwise you're going to end up with that lightheadedness. You're going to end up with not performing to your full potential, which means you're not going to yield the results of full potential. Okay, eat for what you've done and what you're about to do. Okay, nighttime. Right, after dinner, what have you done? You've gone about your whole day. You need protein for recovery. You need your fats. You don't really need carbs. Okay, you're going to bed. You're going to sleep. You do need food. Okay, your body recovers a lot while you sleep, which is hopefully 7+ hours. 8's better. 9's awesome. 10's probably too much. But I would say definitely eat a good amount of protein with dinner. Fats with dinner, that's fine. Before bed, a snack, some protein's fine. You don't really need carbohydrates before you go to bed. It's just not necessary. Your body's just going to store them because you don't need any energy going to sleep. Okay? So that kind of wraps up timing. If you have more questions about timing, let me know. Nutrition at CrossFitMohawkValley.com. I've got a few other things that I want to touch on. One is going to be under eating. I'm going to talk about that. And under eating could be whether looking at your calories or looking at macros. Okay, there's two ways we can undereat. One is not hitting the amount of calories you're supposed to throughout the day. That is super undereating. This happens a lot with people who look at, hey, you know what? I know that I'm supposed to eat 1,200 calories, but man, I'm trying to lose some body fat, so I'm going to eat 900. Okay, that's super undereating. Don't look at your calorie level as a ceiling. Look at it as a goal. Okay, because if you don't eat enough, your body's not going to burn. Okay, it's not going to burn. It doesn't have enough energy. It's in what we call starvation mode, where it's going to say, hey, you know what? I'm not getting enough calories for energy to do my daily functions. And then this person who's not feeding me enough is also trying to go out and lift and train and do all these other things, or run or play with kids or go to work. Everything requires energy. Okay? So now all of a sudden you don't have enough energy, and your body says, I'm going to conserve what energy I do have. And stored energy, that's body fat. I'm going to conserve body fat. What I am going to do is I'm going to create energy by breaking down the stuff that your body says, I don't really need that. And your body doesn't think you really need muscle. Okay? We want muscle. We want it because it keeps us metabolic, and it's pretty sweet to have some muscle on you, right? To be kind of strong, that's great. Your body doesn't care. It's going to break it down, use it for energy. The process is pretty involved. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but your body will use that for energy if you undereat. The scale will go down, but for the wrong reasons. And your metabolism will adapt to eating less, and that's not a good thing either, okay? Because from there, the only thing you can do is eat less and eat less. Okay, nothing will work, and then all of a sudden you've got this crazy metabolic adaptation, and then it's a very long process to come back from that. It can be done, but you got to come back from that. Long story short is, don't undereat to drop body fat. Eat correctly to drop body fat and hold on to muscle. Okay. The other way we can undereat is when people are like, hey, you know what? Protein, super focused on protein. Got all my protein for the day. Carbs, keeping those things in check. Awesome. They're like, but wait a minute, I'm still a couple hundred calories under. Well, it's because we haven't paid attention to fat, because we're still got this carryover of fat is bad. Fat is not fat, okay? Dietary fat is not body fat. They're completely different. Body fat is an excess of energy storage that comes from eating more calories than your body needs. Dietary fat is a compound chemical structure that we need to perform bodily functions when taken in the right amounts. They're completely different. There was this whole thing where people did not distinguish. This happened, I think, somewhere around the 90s. Where people did not distinguish the difference between dietary fats and body fats, and they said fat made you fat. And then all of a sudden we converted to low-fat diets. Everything was low-fat. Low-fat was the huge craze. And all of a sudden you got people eating things like pretzels because they're a fat-free food. You've got people just carving up, and that's where you get the typical American diet from. Okay? Do you want to be a typical American, or do you want to be the exception? Do you want to be lean and strong and muscular and fast and feel great and all those great things that we're here to do? Okay, so those are two ways that we can undereat. Every goal you have has to be hit consistently. Calories are not a ceiling, they're not a minimum if you're a gainer, or I'll do a whole video on gaining coming up soon. Okay, calories are not a ceiling or a minimum, they are a goal. They need to be consistent. Protein is a goal. Don't be like, hey, I'm trying to gain, so I just blow my protein out of the water. It's not going to do you any good. Okay, there's diminishing returns there. Carbohydrates, you need exactly that amount of energy and exactly that amount to fuel yourself enough to go throughout your day, but just under enough. Okay, the numbers that we gave you are just underneath enough so that your body's going to be like, I need a little bit extra energy. There goes that body fat. It's going to use that. Okay, so these numbers are there for a reason. And fats, yeah, eat fats. Man, I love fats. Okay, avocados. I'll throw this in. Okay, I know this question is probably going to come up at some point. Like, where should my fats come from? A lot of fats happen on their own while eating good protein sources. Right, not all your protein should come from. Show my face in here. All these protein sources behind us, excellent stuff. Okay, we got a whole lot of great supplements, but not all your protein should come from that. Try to get the majority, if not all of your protein from food, right? Animal-based proteins. I heard this great thing. The guy's name is Abel James, and he was on a podcast on Barbell Shrugged. He has a book out called The Wild Diet, and he talks about this acronym that he really loves. Food should be raw, okay, R-A-W, recently, alive, and well. Okay, it doesn't have to be raw. Don't go eating raw meat. Don't say Ryan said to eat a raw steak. I didn't say that. It should be recently alive and well, meaning that I don't care if you're a vegetarian or a meatitarian like myself. Okay, it should have been led a good life, not, you know, not your Walmart special, super cheap beef package. Okay, ground beef, who knows what's in it. Led a good life and recently alive. Okay, so things that are going to serve you well to eat them. Okay, those will give you some great fat sources. Other great fat sources are going to be things like avocado, coconut oil, like olive oil, almonds. Okay, just be cautious of the fact that 9 calories will come from every gram of fat that you eat. They're very more calorically dense, so just watch your volume of eating. Okay, hopefully that helped a little bit. If you've got more questions, email them to me, nutrition@crossfitmilwaukeeValley.com. This video has gone way longer than I intended it to. Those of you that know me know that I hate to talk, so I'm going to cut it right there, and I will talk to you guys soon. See ya.